So I am Wonder Red. I'm from ReDiscover Psychological Services, and I am sitting here with Kerri Severin. She is also from ReDiscover, and we're just going to basically introduce her today and, see what she's all about. So hi, Kerri. Thank you for joining me today. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Good. Yeah. Thank you for carving time out. I know how difficult it is, especially us being registered psychologists. Being able to manage time is sometimes difficult. So thank you for showing up. So I guess I'll start with, introducing yourself and maybe just telling us how you got interested in counseling to begin with.
Yeah, so I'm Kerri Severin, and I got interested in counseling when I was very young and found out what a registered psychologist was. I knew at a young age that relationships were really important in life, whether that be with ourselves or with other people. So when I found out about what a registered psychologist does, I was like, wow, that's so exciting and cool. It's all relationship focused. And yeah, that was kind of what sparked my interest at a young age. And then having my own family at a young age and recognizing that there was a benefit to learning about my own relationship with myself so that I could be a better role model for my kids, and then my relationship with my family and friends.
Yeah, it's super important to kind of start here at home, so we can kind of then give to others as well, right? Know thyself first, and then kind of that overflows to family and friends. Nice. So so is there a particular type of client that you specialize in, or the type of issue that you specialize in? And tell us a little bit more about your practice.
Yeah, so I actually I'm from St. Paul, Alberta, and I went to school at Blue Quills First Nations University for part of my undergrad. Unfortunately, they didn't have the psychology undergrad program at the time. I started in teaching, and then when because I thought it would align with my family and their summers off and stuff like that. But when I took my psychology classes, I knew that was my path. It was my passion. So I decided to go to Athabasca after that, Athabasca University online. But through my studies at Blue Quills, I learned a lot about First Nations history and literature, lots of First Nations like sociology courses, and so it kind of naturally piqued my interest, and I felt like I went to some cultural camps and learned more about the culture. There were some values that aligned with me. So I kind of ended up specializing in that population, First Nations, Métis population, and tend to see a lot of NIHP clients. I see clients with a lot of trauma. I have my EMDR training.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I can help clients with that. Addictions I find I treat a lot of, and lots of anxiety and depression, which is we see a lot of in counseling. I tend to work with clients best that are over the age of 13 to 80 and higher. So that's kind of the population I tend to work with.
Yeah, and you're starting to see couples and families now as well, is that correct? You're starting to dabble?
Yes, yep. So my practicum was at the family center, and I saw families and couples there, but I hadn't really specialized in any training too much formally until recently, and so now I'm putting that into practice, and I'm actually having a lot of fun with that.
Yes, it's a great population. I just love working with couples and families, as you know. So yeah, thank you for the work that you do with our couples and families. I really appreciate that. And just to clarify, you are registered with NIHB, so you're able to also accept referrals from NIHB. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what is so what would you say your philosophy is in counseling? What kind of philosophy do you utilize when you're practicing with, NIHB or any kind of population?
Oh, very person-centered. I want to know what life is like from the client's perspective rather than, me projecting my own values or morals onto a client. It's very much about what does the client here for and how can I best help them. So
yeah, kind of taking it from what they're here for and what they're hoping to get from you, and kind of centering your approach based on them.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And how long have you been, and maybe you've already said this and I missed it, how many years have you been practicing for?
So I graduated with my master's in 2017. And I officially registered and wrote the EPPP and passed and everything. And for those of you who don't know what the EPPP is, it's a monster exam that we have to write.
Yeah.
And in order to register fully as a psychologist after we're done our provisional hours, and I finally registered as a full registered psychologist in March of 2020.
Okay. It's been a journey for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about being registered or practicing or, yeah.
My favorite part is absolutely feeling like when the clients come in and they're committed and ready to make change, and just being able to be a part of seeing their growth and putting the tools and techniques and different strategies into practice and seeing them evolve and grow.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to know that you're part. They do all the work, but it's just to know that you've kind of played even a small role in that is makes our life a little bit more meaningful. That's why we do it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else that you think somebody would want to know if they're coming to ReDiscover, looking for a therapist and, looking at you? What would you want them to know?
I would say it's really important to feel comfortable with your therapist, because you really want that authentic kind of fit with your therapist. So, don't be shy to book a 15-minute free consultation and kind of test out what a therapist feels like, or, do your best to do a little bit of research on what you think you'd best fit with. I think that's really important.
I've heard really great feedback from mutual clients about you. So I really appreciate your work that you've done, because oftentimes I'll either get an individual or a couple and you're seeing one of them or you're seeing the couple. So I've heard really great feedback, and I really appreciate, because I think we work really well in kind of collaboration with one another. And that's really a great way to work with families and couples, to kind of work in collaboration as part of a team. So I think that's a huge benefit for the client.
I've heard good things about you too. It is nice. It is nice to work in collaboration.
Yeah, I think a well-rounded team. I'm all about the holistic kind of approach, right? Of working with the client's team around them, whether that be professionals or, their family or their friends or whoever they want to bring into the team as well. And it's all for the benefit of the client. So I think that's a really good approach. Yeah.